So if you have a birth trauma, what's your story? What did you experience and how did that shape your story when you tell your story about your birth trauma? To friends, to family, or to your therapist? Because as a therapist, I know that it's the story that sticks you. And I need to be very clear now because I don't mean that you don't have a story, especially around those things that we find difficult. We have a story about why it's difficult and why we can't move on. And this is my friendly reminder to you all that you are not defined by your story. You are not your story. And you shouldn't let your story limit you, because that's what we often do. We let our story limit us. As soon as we go into the because land, the story land of the becauses, or you're stuck. And I'm here to unstuck you. Because I promise, if you work with me, I will not buy your story. I will listen to your story. I respect your story, but I will not buy your story. Because in the moment I would buy your story, I will not be able to help you. And if you want to break free from a birth trauma, or if you want to get over some fears that keeps you stuck, you need to release yourself from your story. But it's not that easy to do it alone, because we're so caught up in our stories that we usually don't even hear when we go into the story. If you are interested in really changing what's going on for you when it comes to childbirth, pregnancy, or a birth trauma, I encourage you to look at your story. Because don't let the story limit you. Don't let the story define you. And don't let the story keep you from choosing something else. So I invite you, please contact me if you want me to look into your story. I promise I will not buy it. And that gives me the opportunity to actually reach for something else beyond your story. Most therapists don't do that because they buy your story. And it's very easy to do that because you mean well. You want to listen to your client. As a therapist, I want to listen to you. I want to understand you. I want to understand what you're dealing with. And it's important for me to understand it. Like I said, I listen to it, I respect it, but I never ever get caught in it, and I never buy it, because you are not your story. And don't let your story define you. Don't let it limit you. Instead, bring up your story, look at it, and see what else is possible. So I look forward to hearing from you.